Hey folks, Cornell with YouTube Fishing Vids. Guys, it is fall. Look at the colors behind me. It is full blown. The beard is back. If any of you all saw my last video last time, I had a few fun comments talking about how weird it looked without it, but it's back, guys. No worries on that. Just had a little mild disagreement with the razor, and it won that time, not this time. All right, so here's the deal. I'm down in Virginia on one of my most precious lakes that I could possibly consider fishing, my Mystery Tackle Box Pro Box. Guys, it's this month's box. Legitimately full blown. I don't know, I've said it a few times in the past when it comes to some of these boxes. I've had some incredible boxes, but this may be truly one of the best considering it is fall time. Let's open it up and I'll show you what I mean. So when you open this box up, right off the top, what's inside your box but a square bill? Remember how I threw down that square bill last time in my video? Well, there we go. We got a Lucky Craft. We've got the Lucky Craft LCRTO in bluegill. You can't go wrong with a bluegill pattern, a little square bill crankbait. So I'm real excited about that one. The second one is going to be an original by Lucky John Shad. It's basically a Mystery Tackle Box exclusive. Take a look at that. It's kind of a combination but between a shad bodied style deal, jerkbait, crankbait. That's just going to be a killer in this lake because there are shad in this lake. This is going to be awesome. So we got that one ready to roll. Biospawn. I've got my little flipping bait or a trailer, whatever it may be. The Biospawn Vile Bug. Got a great little creature style bait right there for a little flipping, pitching, maybe a little trailer behind who knows what, maybe a I don't know, fish hog tackle brush jig. Let's pull one of those off in green pumpkin. 1/2 ounce jig, no brainer all day long, guys. Jigs all year long. All right, how about this, guys? You ever heard of one of those? A Z-Man original. We got the Z-Man original ChatterBait. Again, pretty much a green pumpkin, 3/8 ounce, one of the most common and most perfect little chatterbaits I could throw in here, especially on a cloudy day with that gold blade. That's going to be killer. So we got that. It just keeps on going, guys. I'm telling you, it's a non-stop deal. We got a Samati's Samatisho, or I should say Samati shot is what this one is, guys. I'm a drop shot fiend. I love drop shotting, and now I got one out here in case it gets a little tough. This lake usually produces big time numbers, not a lot of big fish, but they're in here. So I got a drop shot in case it gets a little tricky, but that's going to be a absolute no-brainer. And to match up with that Biospawn Vile Bug, I got a 3/0 offset worm hook. So that was pretty quick, guys. I'm drifting along. I got a breeze. I've got about 60 to 65 degrees of clouds in the morning, which it is about right now, mid-morning, leading into about 60 to 65 degrees later. Right now it's about 55 degrees and just a light breeze, moderately stained water. Just an absolute perfect fall day, late October. A little pre-Halloween fishing. So guys, stay tuned. Let's rig up and start fishing. How could I not tear in to the Lucky Craft? I can't even resist. Square bill right now, guys. The water temperature is 56 degrees. It is absolute full-blown square bill time. So I'm going Lucky Craft. Isn't that a beautiful bait? Absolutely gorgeous. Can't go wrong with a Lucky Craft. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that on, rig it up, and let's get going. All right, so here's the plan of attack. I'm gonna be beating some banks today, folks. I'm telling you right now, these fish will be up shallow. I've got docks, I've got wood up on the banks, I've got all kinds of reasons to throw this square bill first, which is mainly to cover water. So I'm gonna be throwing this square bill for a little while, see how many fish we can catch. If we can catch any fish up shallow, depending on what happens, we're just gonna move back off the banks and see if we have some fish either suspended or down on the bottom. But this box has absolutely everything I need to cover every aspect and every part of the water column. So first cast with the Lucky Craft. Let's see what happens. Got a great setup for my square bill. Just like in the last video, if you have or haven't seen it, I'll let you know again. This is a custom speed stick lose. This is the custom speed stick in a 6'7" medium power, moderate fast action rod. It's basically what they describe as their jerkbait special, but it's perfect for small square bills, perfect for small crankbaits, and it's awesome for little jerkbaits. It's a perfect little rod. Real great length for short, accurate casts. Plenty of tip to soften the blow if I hook up with these treble hooks, and just a perfect package. Just a medium speed bait casting reel with, this is 10-pound test copolymer, so I got a little stretch in the line, and it should just absolutely be everything you'd ever need when it comes to this kind of bait. So I'm in good shape with this one, and it's going to be the same setup that I use for that little Lucky John shad bait. So we're in good shape with just one rod for both those baits. So I'm starting off on these secondary points off this main lake, but I'm working my way back in with these cooler water temperatures, and with those bait fish migrating back, that's probably where we're going to find some fish. I hope that's where we find some fish. Any lake and all lakes can be pretty tricky. This is a little reservoir, and it's a small reservoir, so there's not a lot of places for them to go. They could still be out on the main lake points. They can be in little pockets off the main lake, but up these little arms is where I'm going. So I'm leading my way back in here. Hopefully going to find a little area that holds some fish, and that'll kind of tell a tale. We're just trying to work a pattern, folks, so let's keep rolling and find those fish. Okay guys, I made my way up this arm, and I'm telling you, it is dead slow. Not a bite on the square bill in what is truly the perfect situation for a square bill. So that means maybe the fish are suspended, maybe they're actually out on the main lake in some of the pockets and some of the cover that's out that way. So I've beat up this area pretty well, but if you look around me, I've got some really nice wood in the water. So I got that Biospawn creature bait I'm going to pitch around before I get out of here, just to make sure we don't have some fish just buried down in some of this cover. So I'm going to break that out, do a little flipping and pitching, and see if we can pop one of them out of this wood. If they're not in here, we're going to keep on rolling and see if we can figure out a pattern. All right guys, that's the combo. We got the Stickies 3/0 offset worm hook going with the Biospawn Violbug. Let's rig that up. I'm going to put a 3/16 ounce tungsten lead with a little peg, and I'm going to start flipping. All right, there's the rig without the Violbug, and that's just a basic Texas rig. That's 3/16 ounce tungsten. There's my Stickies 3/0 offset worm hook, a little peg, and there's that Violbug. Check that thing out. All right, and one of the reasons why this offset worm hook's great for this, look how thin that bait is. That bait's real thin, so that's going to be a really nice shallow hook deal. That's not going to be so bulky on this deal. So just about down to the bend and coming straight through. And that's why this worm hook is absolutely perfect. See how perfect it's going to sit in there? So just go perfectly perpendicular, line it all up, come straight out, and there we go. And this has got the perfect spot for a little Texpose deal. So there's my perfectly weedless Texas rig Violbug. Let's get fishing. This Violbug's got these little flanges on the kickers right there. This thing really kicks as it goes down. There's actually a little extra stuff. Those come stuck together, so you just break that off, and there's two little flanges right there. They just really give it tons and tons of action. So on the fall, on the back to the boat deal, as a trailer, all kinds of reasons why this is a great little creature style bait. Let's flip in a little more wood right here, see if there's anything hiding. My flipping setup is a 7'2" Shimano Zodius rod, medium heavy. Extra fast, I believe. So great little flipping stick. 15-pound test fluorocarbon and a high-speed reel. So real simple deal. There he is, guys. Right in the thick stuff. Let's see if I can get him out. Not a bad little bite, not a bad little fish to start the day. Biospawn strikes. Love it. So yeah, it took getting down and dirty into that wood to get them out. So that's where a couple fish might be. We might find some fish in the cover, guys. So let me get out of this tree, so in case I want to flip in there again, I don't disturb it too much. Yeah, not a bad fish. Nice way to start. I'll take it. And the Biospawn took care of business. So there's that Stickies hook, sticking them good. Okay guys, let's keep on rolling. I'm gonna play the cards as they're dealt, literally as we go, and as I see the conditions do what they do, I'm gonna adjust accordingly, from square bills to chatterbaits to flipping baits. I got a jig, and I even got a drop shot. So I'm anxious to get out and see if some of these fish are actually out suspended as well. So when it comes down to it, that little shad style Lucky John jerkbait might make something happen too. Not going to guarantee a slam, but I'm going to guarantee you we're going to catch some fish today. All right, so I came out of that little arm. I'm still up this little creek off the main lake, and I got the square bill in my hand again. So across the points, across some little pieces of wood sticking out into the water, banging it into the cover and trying to get a reaction bite. So let's see if we can get something on this. But again, I'm moving down the banks, and I'm going to be picking up that Biospawn deal to flip into any bit of wood that I find and see if there's a true pattern going on with this little Texas rig deal. And then we got a nice breeze out here. The breeze is really picking up on the main lake, so that chatterbait's going to come into play big time. Let's see what happens. All right, I'm not going to say that flipping bite was a fluke, but not another fish. I'm actually coming out of that little arm where I had a little fork in the road where I went left and I went right, and nothing else. So just that one fish out of a little bit of wood on the Texas rig Biospawn Violbug. So now let's head out here in the main lake. The wind is hustling from the northwest. It's a brisk little breeze. I've actually tied on the chatterbait. So the chatterbait's tied on with a little shad style trailer, and I dipped the tail. It's green pumpkin. So let me show this to you. This is going to be a great bait to cover water with. So I got that all set up. So that's all hooked up, ready to roll. So I got that along with the square bill. I'm gonna head out to the other side of the lake. The wind's blowing at me this way, so I'm gonna let the wind just drift me down and beat the heck out of this bank. And stopping at every little piece of wood. I'm going to flip the bias wand. Again, this mystery tackle box is loaded. I've got everything I need for a full day of fishing. There's nothing to be missed. I've even got that drop shot to throw down if I need to, get off a couple of these little points and find some deep fish. And I'm telling you, I've already seen a few suspended fish. So again, that Lucky John little jerkbait shad deal is going to be coming into play here shortly. So let me get over here to this other side and stay tuned. Let's see if we can find some more fish power fishing. All right, folks, we made it all the way up to the headwaters of this little reservoir, and boy, is the water stained. We had some rain recently, so it definitely affected things. And with water temperatures dropping and staining up water, it might be a little challenging today. Again, I've got the right baits. This ChatterBait is making all kinds of noise. A gold blade in this color, this kind of green pumpkinish, it's kind of got greenish something or other flecks in it, and I put that green pumpkin trailer on it and dip the tail in chartreuse. It's perfect. We may have to slow down again if I find some cover, but right now we're going to basically drift with the perfect wind straight down the lake, all the way along the banks, and just beat it up. So stay tuned. Let's just see what we can pull off. I don't think this is a fish. If it is, it's a good one. It feels like it might be pulling back on me, guys. Let's see. Is this fish swimming at me? ChatterBait fish. I don't know. Oh, I think it's a fish, guys. Yes, it is. Oh, I got a chain pickerel. Check this out, a pretty good one too. Wow, look at this thing. Little toothy critter out here eating a ChatterBait. Well, I got a fish on the ChatterBait. Let's get out in the sun because this thing is really pretty and a really good sized fish. He really pulled different. I could always tell when there's something just a little bit off, and there was something off about this bite, and it's because it was this guy. So let me get him in here. Little snake effect. Got it to the point where it's just the ChatterBait and no fishing line, so that's good. How about that? There we go. That's a better look at it. Now, let's see if I can get this out of here without hurting myself or the fish. All right, don't you think you're going to do any damage to this ChatterBait, because I need it. Because you're not what we were looking for. Got it. All right, that's never an easy job with these critters. Let's try not to hurt them. How do you like that? Pretty awesome, huh? That's a pretty nice looking chain pickerel. So we're going to put him back, and we're going to go after the green critter, the other green critter. So in these areas where I've got more sparse cover and I'm just basically beating the bank, this ChatterBait's really what I'm reaching for. I've got the square bill, but what I want to do with that square bill is bang into cover and try and get a reaction bite. With this sun that just came out, the weatherman was right. It did come out and it's beautiful out here. But this the flash of this gold blade is really working for me in this dirtier water. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just basically throwing this ChatterBait into trees and next to docks and trying to get something to just sweep out from underneath the dock or come out from underneath a bush or something and crush the ChatterBait. As soon as I get into a couple pockets where there's some laydowns and some trees, I'm going to be cranking that square bill through them and banging it off the cover, along with doing a little bit of flipping. So again, a little bit of everything, just trying to find some fish. There we go. I felt that one tugging, almost didn't know he was there. When the water gets cold, folks, it starts to get a little bit different when it comes to the feel of the bite. So yeah, a little shade here, right in this pocket. Not a big one, but there's your ChatterBait bass. So that's gonna be the ticket for this bank for a little while. So I'm gonna just run this bank until I find some clearer water, and then we're gonna play with that little Lucky John shad bait and a few others. But yeah, ChatterBait, guys, another awesome bait out of the box. All right, that's not a bad deal. We got two fish on the ChatterBait, a big old chain pickerel and a decent little dink. So we're gonna put that up. We're gonna get back to that cranking deal. I'm in crankbait territory, so I'm gonna put the 4-wheel drive Lucky Craft right through some of this wood and see if we can bang it off of it and get myself a reaction bite. So stay tuned. Oh boy, there's the square bill fish. Awesome. Guys, I tucked myself back in the pocket and found a little log. Oh my gosh, it's another chain pickerel. That's got to be a chain pickerel. It's too long to be a bass. That's crazy. What's the chances of that? Another chain pickerel, guys. These critters get crazy busy when the water cools down. Again, he's got the treble, so I'm going to be a little careful. He's not quite as big as the one I caught on the ChatterBait, but he's still another little snake. So let's get him out of there. Check that out, guys. Crazy, right? Let's see if I can do this a little easier. It's probably going to be a little easier with this treble. So let's not get shook. Get him right gently behind the gill. Get some pliers. Oh, thank goodness. He only got one hook in him. Let's see if I can get you out. There it goes. Guys, that's nuts. That's a second chain pickerel right there. They're really fun to catch, but they are slimy little critters. Down back he goes. All right, so that's chatterbait fish, biospawn combined with the Stickies 3/0 worm hook, and now a square bill fish. So we're doing pretty well. We've got a drop shot and we've got a little jerkbait style deal to play with. We might get a slam done today. That might be pretty interesting. We're working our way down the lake. The water's getting more clear and we're getting another idea of what's going on, but we got to get some more bass. These chain pickerel are about done. Let's be done. All right, welcome to the jungle, fellas. We're getting back in here. We got a pocket with a lot of wood. There's a whole bunch of square bill opportunities back here. I'm definitely going to throw that vile bug back in here in this fallen tree and make my way all the way back and see if we can pull something out of here. So I'm going to keep my distance from this tree. I'm going to kind of just feather this square bill over it and just bump into the branches and over the limbs and over the log and see if something comes up out of the wood. If nothing wants to come up and chase a little square bill, I'm going to get right on top of it and pitch that creature bait, that biospawn in there, and see if I can pull something out. And there we go. Got myself a little fish. There's my square bill fish, just like I thought. I was just feathering it over some of those branches, and I got my square bill bass. So now we've got, even though it's a tiny little dink, it's at least a bass. So now I've got myself a square bill bass, a square bill pickerel, a chatterbait pickerel, a chatterbait bass, and I got a biospawn vile bug bass. So we were doing okay. So I'm gonna get pitching. I'm gonna get in here and maybe I'll feather that. Maybe I'll try and go for a little bit bigger bass with a square bill for a couple seconds, and then I'll get back in there and do a little flipping and see if we can pull something out of the depths. All right, so nothing wanted to come up and eat that square bill again, so I'm just gonna go ahead and pitch this biospawn vile bug in here for a couple minutes, see if we can pull something out of the wood. On second thought, that box is so loaded. These boxes are always so loaded. I oftentimes forget what the heck's in them. We got a 1/2 ounce brush jig. Let's get that jig out, and I'm gonna go ahead and set that all up with a little trailer, and let's do a little jig fishing in some of this wood. I'm sure I'll be able to pop something on that for sure. So let me go ahead and get rigged up with a jig. Yeah, guys, I almost forgot the Fish Hog Wizard Custom Tackle brush jig. Check it out, all rigged up. I got this all rigged up, guys, on my on the same setup that I was fishing with that biospawn. But there it is, 1/2 ounce green pumpkin jig. It's actually got a line tie that goes straight through the jig head. It's got a wired weed guard, totally weedless deal, and that's just a chunk crawl trailer right there, just for a little bit of extra action. So I've got a perfect setup. Is that jiggy enough looking for you? Let's get in that wood right there and flip this jig. All right, let's hit this piece of wood right here on the main lake. We got a main lake point with a piece of great looking cover right here. So let's work this a little bit. Let's kind of soak that jig down in there and see if anything wants to come up and eat it. Put away this chatterbait, which I was using to cover some water until I got here. And now it's jig time. Oh, that was a fish. Guys, that thing was swimming and I got myself a jig fish. So I hope this audio is working, because guys, it's been tough on this GoPro recently. But there's my jig fish, just out of a little bit of wood. So there you go. I'm going to keep fishing with this a little bit, and of course working my way through these baits. The tripod has just turned off, so I got to change batteries, and let's keep on fishing. Got myself a jig fish. Well, I like to catch something a little bigger than that dink I caught on the jig. So again, I'm covering water with the chatterbait, but each time I come into these little pockets, I'm coming up on some really, really great targets for the jig. So that's what I'm about to do. It's time to put up the chatterbait one more time and get back in there and start hunting through the jungle for a jig bass. Okay guys, this is my last pocket off the main lake. I'm going to fish with the square bill and the jig, because I've got this little pocket with some cover to bump this square bill into and hopefully get the reaction bite. But I definitely want to try and catch a little bit bigger fish than the one I caught on it, and catch a little bit bigger fish than I caught on the jig. And with that said, I'm thinking I might be able to pull off a slam. So what I want to do is get to a spot where I think I know some suspended fish are probably hanging off of a point, and with that shad bait, that jerk bait style bait, that's going to be the one to do it. And then we've got the drop shot to drop down on top of the heads of some of those fish that I know are probably there also. So let's see if we can get a slam done. But in the meantime, let's throw that jig one more time in some of this cover, and let's get this square bill in the back of this pocket a couple more times, just in case there's a bigger fish. Okay, I found the clearest water on the lake. I still got a breeze, and I got that beautiful Lucky John shad. That thing is ready to go. The perfect shad profile, a little bill on it that goes down about 2 feet maybe. Little floater. So let's see if we can get this thing to pull up maybe some suspended fish. Go from there. Oh, Lucky John jerkbait strikes, guys. That's it, one away from a slam. Let me turn this thing around. Get your eyes out of the sun. That wasn't long, guys. I just rolled up on a couple points, and I'm fishing this just like a soft jerkbait, guys. It's really going shallow, and it's got a lot of side-to-side crazy erratic action, so it really drew this fish in pretty far away, way off the bank, but I'm not way out on the point. I'm actually pretty close to the shoreline. So how cool is that? One away, guys. I think I could probably find something on a drop shot. What do you think? That's a few small fish, some decent sized chain pickerel, nothing big, but guys, it's fall. I'm happy to be out, and I'm telling you, look at that drop shot fish. We got a slam. Let's get it going, and then we'll keep on fishing with all these other baits and see if we can finally maybe find a big fall bass. All right, there it is, the little samadhi spade, just on a little nose hook, little drop shot hook. How basic is that? Nothing more than a little cylinder style drop shot weight, just a 3/16 of an ounce, 6-pound test, guys. It's pretty clear back over here. I'm pretty much at the end of the lake where the dam is, so I'm gonna throw this down. I'm gonna actually look for some fish, and I just saw some actually right below me. Let me see, I know which way I'm drifting. I'm gonna drop straight down on some of these fish, but I'm also gonna be throwing up into some cover, light cover, nothing crazy with this light weight, but I should at least be able to pop a couple on this. Let's see what I can do. Little video game action right there, guys. I told you I saw one down there. That was a no-brainer. Oh, what is that? Is that a, oh, nice, okay, just a little dink, just like that. I looked down instantly, just like that, with one look at my depth finder. I just did a slam, guys. There's a slam on my MTB box. Great fall box, guys. I mean, it's tiny, but there are tons of fish around here. I'm gonna see if I can find a bigger one on this little drop shot, but literally, that was the first drop ever with this little Samadhi's bait right down on top. You saw it in time, guys. I just dropped it right on top of a couple fish I saw. That is too cool. Slam done. Okay, let's do some fishing. I got probably about an hour and a half, 2 hours before it gets kind of dark out here. So just hang with me. Let's see if we can catch some more. And again, maybe that big one. I didn't think about it, but I guess officially that means I had back-to-back casts or drops, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, threw that jerkbait out, caught myself the jerkbait Lucky John shad fish, and then looked down and caught myself a drop shot fish within the first drop. That's too cool. All right, let's fish this point a little bit. Oh, that was another fish right there. I'm on a little brush pile off this point. I figure that's what it is, and there's all kinds of stuff going on down there and some leftover grass, so I guess that's why we're catching some fish right on top of them. Oh, there he, oh, I'm catching every single time it hits the bottom, it's hooking a fish. There he is. That time I got him. Yep, I got another little bass. This is fun fishing right here, guys. This is where the numbers will come in. You know, if you're having a tough time and you're got all these awesome baits and maybe a cold front comes in, you know, we're still dealing with some transitions. It's about 58 to 59 degree water temps. Oh, that's 3 casts in a row though. So wouldn't it be fun to just be popping some bass versus doing nothing? Break out a drop shot, do what you got to do. You can still catch fish even when the conditions are tough. And with these mystery tackle boxes, and especially specifically this tackle box, there's nothing in it I can't use. And obviously everything I use today works in some way, shape, or form. Oh, golly, white. Dude, video game fishing is fun. That's what I'm doing, folks. I'm literally dropping it straight down, and I'm going to settle him down. Try not to get this all tangled up. Unbelievable. Yeah, there's a lot of fish down there, guys. They're probably not very big, but if I wanted to, I can sit here all day and probably catch every single one of them. That's nuts. All right, so that bait popped off. I'll put another one on, maybe catch a few more just for fun, and maybe just run around with a square bill and see what else might want to bite what. When I nose hook these baits, I actually put them under the chin and then come straight out to the nose, like so. And the nose is just right there, ready to go. Push it back in, you got a little bit more of a weedless bait, and then the bait's in line with the shank of the hook. So if it's in line with the shank of the hook and that line's dancing, you're basically getting the most action you can out of your drop shot, especially when it's nose hooked. So hopefully that'll help you guys in case you want to do a little drop shotting this fall. If you got yourself a mystery tackle box, you'd have a little drop shot bait like that potentially to play with. So let's get back out here and see if there's any bigger fish off this point. Oh my gosh, I'm actually watching little tiny schoolies come up after this, and he barely, I mean, we weren't talking skin, hooked it, that thing was pretty much done. So yeah, I went back to that just for the fun of it, just to do something different. I could drop shot all day long and catch those little ones. I want to try and get a big fish, and this jerkbait will definitely find a big fish. Oh my gosh, there's so many dinks in this lake, but they like this Lucky John. They really do. They really like this little jerkbait. It really has some really crazy side-to-side action. It's really like a soft jerkbait, like I said, but my gosh, it really has a lot of flash. It's actually somewhat translucent, pearl belly, all kinds of good stuff going on with it. I'm sure it'll pull up a big fish one day, if it's not today. So let's keep throwing it because it's pretty fun, a lot of action on it. All right, guys, I got the video game going on now. Let's see if there's any size to them. Not really, but they're still down there. I found some fish right out in the middle of nowhere land. I just finding some structure, guys. Just finding a few drop-offs, maybe some underwater stumps or something. I mean, this is an old reservoir. Who knows what's down there? But we know there's some bass down there. So yeah, this little drop shot bait is a killer. Just a great little bait to drop down on top of their heads. So let's see if there's anything else down there. Geez, there we go. What we got here? This feels like it's got a little more weight to it, unless he's just extra aggressive. That's awesome. No, I don't know. Maybe a little bit bigger. How cool is that, guys? Playing with your mystery tackle box, getting a tiny itty bitty little drop shot bait, and just popping some bass right on the bottom. That's too cool. So I'm gonna do this for a little while. This is at least get my rod bent. Great little tiny hook, just gets them every time. So cool. All right, let's keep going, dropping it down. So I found a lot of fish. They're down 22 to 23 feet down, guys. So they're pretty deep. These cold nights get these fish dropping down deep sometimes this time of year. So sometimes the electronics is just the ticket to find groups of fish. They're not always up shallow, guys. So sometimes you got to work it, and I'm working it. All right, T-minus 5 minutes till sunset, guys. It's a little after 6 p.m. The sun's dipped. I'm on my way back to the ramp, and guys, I'm gonna try to hit one more piece of wood over here. Maybe with my jig, maybe if I want to get wild and crazy with that drop shot, even with that 6-pound test, just to get one more sign out fish. It's been a heck of a day, a bunch of dinks, a couple chain pickerel, not a bad deal. I'll never complain about catching a few, but it's always an awesome deal to catch a fish on every bait out of the mystery tackle box. Don't get too many slams done. It's got it done today. So let's go ahead and get in this wood and try for one more sign out fish, and then we're going to call it a night. All right, before I lose too much light, I'm going to go ahead and sign out. I got the drop shot in the water. I got the ramp behind me. Guys, it's been an awesome day. Absolutely beautiful out here. It's getting really nippy right now. Before it gets too dark, though, I'm going to clean this place up. I got a 2-hour ride home. So, folks, remember, oh my gosh, this is ridiculous. Seriously, guys, I got my sign out fish while I'm sitting here signing out. How about that, guys? I actually got it after all. Drop shot out of the mystery tackle box. What do you figure? Got to catch one last fish, right? All right, folks, well, here's the deal. Go to Karl's Bait and Tackle. Check out Mystery Tackle Box. Get us a subscription of your own. Use my code YTFV, short for YouTube Fishing Vids. Get $10 off your first box of your new subscription, or just shop till you drop. Check out all the cool things going on over there at Karl's Bait and Tackle. So, folks, as always, I appreciate you joining me. As always, I appreciate you subscribing. Until we meet again, over and out.